I would say we were discussing it because the court has ruled that he should be in prison for 3 years, but we have not heard if he has appealed, if his lawyers will go and file an appeal in that matter. But as it stands, he is to serve a 3-year jail prison imprisonment. That should serve as a warning going into off-season elections next year, this year, and next year, and even ahead of the general elections. Resident Electoral Commissioner should learn from what Aloysius is facing and what Hudu Ari and others are going to be facing. If you circumvent a process like that, I think the president is even being very mild in just writing for them to be removed. What punishment? Maybe the cases
Some of them are already
in court.
prosecuted.
So
I guess the
judges listen to each other and they've seen the outcome of the one in Akwa Ibom. So people probably jump into
that
it.
That Akwa Ibom, returning officer for senatorial.
And I wanted to even say something on that. Some persons will argue, Amechi, that district is the district of the Senate president.
No, that is a fact. And
yes,
he was a candidate in that.
So the dispensation of justice was fast. Some people will argue if it is an ordinary person, because that Senate president is a former 2-time governor of the state, and he was a senator. He was a minister of the Federal Republic.
It was down to Mike Guinea and INEC.
But people will still raise observation that because it's this district and he's a Senate president, some people want to favor some things. But be that as it may, justice has spoken, the law of the land have spoken, and let him serve his 3 years and learn from his lesson, or let him go on appeal and let the case keep dragging. But we must sound warning to other resident electoral commissioners that we know as Nigerians that money exchange hands. Nigerians know, civil society have raised this before, that not only voters are being bought, not only politicians that look for voters to give money. Some of these INEC officials are fingered, and we have seen it is glaring now that yes, not even the small for 5,000 for vote buying or 10,000 for vote buying. This one is in dollars. You're talking about $10,000, $150, $150,000, and what have you.
You would have dreamt about how he would spend the money if he had not already spent it.
Good. So we need to know that the democracy needs all our hands to be on deck to make it work, so that the future leaders, those that we call the future leaders, will come and have a system that is working. The system has to work. And how will the system work? If you remove corruption and all whatnot, you have the system that's working. I will not be revisiting the Electoral Act all the time, talking about amendment. I know that Electoral Act has some lacunas, which an amendment is seriously needed so to address some of these issues. And Amechi, they are the leaders, they are the head, they are members. Some of them must have collected part of this share, but they will carry the brunt because they are the head of those organizations. The returning officer, electoral officer is the head of the electoral whatever in the state. So he should carry the brunt, even though he has distributed to other members. But they should bring in other members that are fingered along with him, not only
just for this
him prosecuted,
case, but for other cases. There are numerous.
Exactly.
For instance, during the Kogi governorship election, INEC officials, we suspect, pre-filled election results form. Before the election materials, the result sheets got to the polling units for election, the results sheets were already filled. You remember they had to cancel elections in those places and held it on another day.
Yes, about 2 weeks after.
Today, INEC promised us they will investigate. The investigation has gone forever. These are instances where you need to take swift action. And it's only when you take actions like this that you restore confidence and credibility in the electoral process.
I think this is why.
On the outcome of the investigation, and INEC has refused to punish those involved. Is it a cover-up? If it's not a cover-up, then they should quickly explain to Nigerians what happened. And there's so many others. Perhaps they are connected to big men. Perhaps they are connected to top politicians or those in government. Many of these cases go uninvestigated.
I think there's a story in Abia where they say INEC official gave collected bribe and he was relieved of his job, I think these are some of the reasons why some persons are calling for the unbundling of INEC, to have a separate commission for electoral offences and what have you, so that the INEC that we conduct election and let all other offences, even the ones involving the officials, be handled by a separate body. But our colleagues, some of our colleagues have kicked against it, that no, it's a duplication of agencies. If you have Electoral Offences Commission and you have INEC, what are they doing? But now what we are seeing now is INEC is prosecuting cases, is following up, taking cases to court, have lawyers that are going there to prosecute cases and what have you. So maybe there is a need for Electoral Offences Commission or Electoral Offences Panel or Electoral Offences Committee or what have you, so that they will handle all offences, including INEC staff prosecution.
Okay, let's bring you into the program. We're getting